Stop testing your partner if you want your marriage to succeed. Hi, I'm Avital. Welcome back to Hi Fam. And today we're going to be talking about how to future-proof and divorce-proof your marriage with one countercultural piece of advice that really does make all the difference. Listen, divorce rates in the US are about 41% for first marriages, and they jump up to 60% for second marriages. Those aren't great odds. And if you want your marriage to succeed, I'm going to expose one thing that is so insidious and so common and has just become the norm, the mindset of the zeitgeist today, but is actually harming marriages right and left. Now, first, let's just disclaim that some marriages do need to end. And if you are in a marriage or have been in a marriage with someone who was, God forbid, abusive or an addict or had mental health issues or any of those really legitimate, valid, and important reasons to end a marriage, then this video isn't for you. I am talking about those of you who are in a marriage with someone who is basically decent and stable and does love you and does want to be committed to you, but you're having trouble and difficulty and frustration and you want more. You want your marriage to go further. Or maybe you feel like everything's okay. You're coping. You're even quite satisfied, but you just know that there is this possibility of achieving real bliss, of real euphoric marriage, of having that epic, legendary, romantic love, even with the person that you are raising kids with and paying bills with. And that is a possibility for you, and I am going to show you how. So first, you're going to have to stop doing this one thing. So what is this one thing? It's all about testing. Enter the orange peel theory. I'll let her explain.
Is an orange peel about to ruin your relationship? According to TikTok, this trend will allow you to test the strength of your relationship, but how trustworthy is it? This trend first started doing the rounds in 2023, and now the orange peel theory has become synonymous with signs of true love. But how does it work? So put simply, people are asking their partners to peel oranges for them, and their partner's response is supposed to be an indication of how healthy the relationship is. If they're willing to peel an orange for you, then this small act of service and your partner's willingness to do so is supposed to indicate a healthy relationship. But if they refuse, then it's a major red flag. Not only is this supposed to represent the importance of acts of service in relationships, but this can also test the relationship between your family and friends as well. Have you tried and tested this theory?
All right, so there you have it, folks. If you want to test the strength of your relationship, all you need to do is ask your husband to peel an orange for you. And if he is generous and does it, that means the relationship is a go. It's a green flag. And if he doesn't, then what? The Gottman Institute's concept of bids for connection refers to small, everyday attempts people make to connect with their partner. These can be verbal, nonverbal, or subtle gestures, like asking a question, sharing a story, or seeking physical affection. How partners respond to these bids is critical to the health of the relationship. There are 3 ways to respond to a bid. 1, turning towards. Engaging positively, showing interest, and responding warmly, like tell me more, smiling back, or agreeing to peel an orange. 2, turning away. That's ignoring or not noticing the bid, which can make the partner feel dismissed or unimportant. And 3, turning against, responding negatively or with hostility like sarcasm or criticism, which can create conflict or emotional distance. Successful relationships involve frequently turning towards bids, as it strengthens emotional intimacy and trust over time. Gottman's research found that couples who stay together respond positively to each other around 86% of the time, while those who separate tend to do so far less. Small acts of connection, consistently nurtured, build lasting love. So, according to this, the orange peel theory has some merit. If you want to know if your partner is into you, is committed to you, if this is going to last, then testing whether or not they are answering bids seems like a good idea. But today, I want to suggest that it is the very act of testing that undermines the relationship itself, that never gets us the results we want, even when our partners respond really well, like these guys.
Hey, Zach. Do we have oranges? I'm kind of craving one.
You're lucky. I picked some up at the store.
What's happening on this basketball game? They're playing basketball.
Put the little slit in there so you
I love this presentation.
It's like a song.
It's like a song.
Yeah.
So here is a guy who was not only willing to prepare the orange for her, but really went above and beyond and presented it beautifully, even in the middle of a basketball game.
Ryan, can you please get me an orange? Thank you.
And here is a guy who not only got the orange, but peeled it without even being asked, and then proceeded to feed his wife.
Babe,
Yeah.
can you peel this orange for me?
Will you peel it?
Yeah. I want
Sure.
this. Can you peel it for me?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
I mean, it's an orange. It's an orange. You just peel it, right?
Yeah, but can you peel it for me? Because I don't want it to get under my fingers and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Why you f***ing asking me? Fuck. You mean peel it or not?
So you'll peel this for me?
Bro, ask me one more f***ing time to peel that orange. I ain't gonna peel it. I'm gonna peel your face off. I'm sorry, I love you. Okay, I'll peel it for you. Baby.
Oh.
You
That's
want
so
me to peel it?
nice.
You want me to peel it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Ow!
Why are you so nice?
Bro, you hit my chest. Like,
Why are you so
oh,
nice?
shit felt like a little paintball. You gonna feel it?
No, baby, please.
Turn around.
Please.
Turn around.
Please.
Damn, did you freeze it before you threw it at me? Damn, why so cold?
They're in the fridge. You're gonna peel it for me? That's so sweet.
I ain't peeling for you.
Love you. You passed the test.
Okay, so here's an example that shows the cracks in this type of approach, where clearly the video is set up. And that's one thing I haven't even mentioned yet, but these women are filming themselves testing their husbands, right? So it's so trite, it's so set up, right? It's so staged. But he can tell that there's something odd about the way she's asking. This isn't just a normal request. Hey, do you mind peeling this orange for me? There's something set up. There's something that he needs to pass or fail. And his agitation, like, why do you keep asking me that? Why are you being so, phony and fake? Why do you sound so scripted? Why do you keep saying the same thing again and again? Obviously, she's saying it because there's a TikTok trend she has to answer, right? It's like, will you peel the orange for me? Yes, I will peel the orange for you. She needs to get that recorded on camera. But we can see that there's a weird dynamic in this testing kind of energy, right? Let's do one more.
I feel like an orange.
Why? You videoing me?
No,
Yes, you are.
no.
Yes, you are.
I just feel like having an orange.
So then go have an orange. Why are you videoing me?
You're not gonna get it for me? No?
I'm confused. What's going on?
I feel like having an orange.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
Why
do.
are you asking me this?
Because I feel like having an orange.
What is going on?
Okay, perfect example. He obviously failed the test. He didn't jump up, interrupt whatever he was doing, drop everything, and give her the queen treatment to go and peel her the orange. And so does this mean it's a red flag? Does this mean this man is not husband material? Does this mean the relationship is over? Well, I don't know what's going on in this woman's head, but it could be that she feels that way because this trend and many other trends besides, and our society at large, has been so set up to test each other in relationships and to constantly check if this is red flag behavior, if this is green flag behavior, if you are passing the test, if you are up to scratch, if you are on par with the comparisons on social media or not. And just the fact that this is so staged and set up and she's got a camera in his face and she's lying about videoing him and the whole thing, he's just like, I'm out. I don't want any part of this. And therefore he is then going to fail the test. I think this testing behavior is particularly true of women. And by the way, it makes evolutionary sense. Women have so much more to lose in relationships. We are much more vulnerable. We are the ones who carry the babies and who are then, burdened with motherhood. And men are much freer to just leave. And so women have to be a lot more choosy. Women are always going to be considered at least evolutionarily, the gatekeepers of sex, the gatekeepers of relationships. They're the ones who have to kind of say no and have to really test him. And there's this idea throughout story and narrative and mythology that the prince has to prove himself to the princess, that somehow women are worthy just by being women, right? That men want them, that men will chase them, that they are queens just in and of themselves. They come out like that, right? At the ripe age of 20, she's already just an amazing thing to behold, something that she already has so much to offer just by being herself. She's of value. And that men have to prove their value, that men have to grow into their value, that men have to slay the dragon in order to rescue the princess. They have to somehow go above and beyond and prove their masculinity to her. So there is this concept within our culture. And so I think women have it within themselves to be testing men quite a lot, to be putting up these psychological hurdles. In some circles, they call this shit testing his ability to withstand, to cope with her, to manage her, to answer her whims, to really hold space for her big volatile emotions, or to be able to deal with her high maintenance needs. And the fact is that whether you're recording this and putting it on TikTok or not, you might be engaging in this kind of testing behavior because it's quite subconscious. And I know that I certainly have in the past. You might be setting up tests like saying, do I look fat in these jeans? Or like saying, oh, do you think Barbara's very attractive? Or asking him leading questions in the hopes that he'll pay you a compliment, that he'll reaffirm his love to you, that he'll show his love through acts of service or through words of affirmation, that he will validate that you are his chosen woman and that he would never lust after anyone else, that you are the most beautiful woman in the world to him. You might feel insecurities, you might feel lack of confidence, and so you test him and expect him to read your mind and answer your needs with these affirmations or acts of service or words of love or quality time or gifts. And he's supposed to just know what it is you want, when it is he should give it to you, what to say and what to do. And if God forbid he fails the test, then at least in my case, my mind might go right into rumination. My mind might go to jumping to conclusions and to assuming the worst and spiraling out of control about the relationship, which would lead me to further insecurities and to set up further tests. And then it becomes a vicious cycle where I'm constantly testing him and he is constantly failing. But here is the problem with testing to begin with. Testing your partner is a trap. When you test your spouse, like saying, will he peel me an orange without me even asking? You're actually setting him up for failure because your brain can gather the evidence that he is failing, whether it's there or not. Oh, he hesitated. Oh, he didn't offer to peel it. He only did it once I asked him. Oh, he cut it instead of peeling it. He knows I like it that way. Oh, he said we have no oranges in the house and didn't suggest that he runs out to the supermarket. Your brain is gathering evidence of his failure, and it's confirmation bias in action. People can sense that they're being tested. Testing feels manipulative, not loving, and most people resent it. It creates tension instead of connection. Tests are situational, not indicative. Whether he passes or fails a specific test, like do I look good in these jeans or will he peel me an orange, is not indicative of the overall pattern of his love. He might still be meeting that 86% of answering bids for connection, but this fell into the 14% of bids that went unnoticed. Many of the comments on these orange peel videos go like this. My husband for sure would not peel me an orange, but he works hard to support our family, he would change the oil in my car, and he gives me hugs whenever I need them. And that's a much better mindset to have where we're noticing all the ways that he is passing, that he is supportive and loving and giving, rather than setting up fake tests that he is likely to fail. Now, like I said, you're probably not doing this for TikTok, but you might be doing this on a subconscious level anyway. Like I know I'm guilty of sometimes leaving dishes in the sink. And I think subconsciously it's just to see if my husband will pick it up or if I'll have to ask him to do it or do it myself. Maybe you leave his side of the bed unmade. Maybe you tell the children to go and ask daddy when really you know that it's something that you could take care of or that he's busy right now. If you're setting up these subconscious tests, your partner feels tested and they're going to revolt against it and resent you for it. Remember, a test is just one moment. It's not the full picture. But there's a deeper reason why testing doesn't work. The very best way to support this channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. And make sure to slam that like button because that really helps me out. Thank you so much. Testing in the first place means that you're seeing your husband as an option. When you are constantly evaluating him, you are withholding complete and full commitment. And this lack of security erodes trust over time. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We keep testing, and eventually he's going to fail at something. But no one wants to live in that kind of test lab. No one can withstand that level of scrutiny. If you shine a big magnifying glass looking for failures in people, you'll find it everywhere. But the very fact that I'm allowing myself to test my husband, to see if he has it in him, to see if he can handle me, to see if he's committed, if he's loving, if he's for real, shows that I am not all in myself. I haven't burnt all the ships. Real marriage is about partnership, not performance. And if you repeatedly treat your spouse like he needs to prove something, it's going to undermine your bond with him. Because ask yourself, who runs tests? Well, we run tests when we're unsure about something, when we need to evaluate it, when we need to grade it, when we need to see if it passes or fails. So let me give you a mindset shift, a complete reframe to this mindset of testing our partners, how we can look at them completely different. And warning, this is countercultural. You see, the alternative to testing is trust. It's building love and commitment and going all in on the relationship. And here's the mindset that I want you to adopt. Look at the other relationships that you have with your family members, particularly your children. Are you testing them to see if they're going to be good kids to you? Are you testing them to see if this is going to work? Think about your relationship with your parents. Do you constantly poke and jab at them just to see how they'll react, just to see if they're for real your parents, if they're really going to stick around and invest in you? Evolutionarily, it makes total sense that we women test our partners because they might not stick around. They don't have that blood connection. They're not a relative like our children are or our parents are. But I do want you to borrow a little bit from the rich to feed the poor, kind of Robin Hood style, but in relationships. Our parents, our children, and our siblings are often rich with our commitment. They can be jerky, annoying, frustrating, maddening, and we're still gonna stick by them. We see them as permanent fixtures in our life. We don't keep asking ourselves, are they the right choice? Did I make a mistake? Is the grass greener on the other side? Are they the right brother for me or the right dad for me or the right daughter for me, right? It just is. We just accept that they are a permanent fixture, that they're part of the furniture, and now we just have to make it work. If we had this mindset towards our husbands, if we saw them more like family and less like a fling, less like a boyfriend, less like someone who I need to test and check out. Interesting data note, and don't take this personally, but couples who cohabitate, who live together before they get married, actually have much higher rates of divorce, something in the realm of 15 or 20% higher divorce rates. Now, in our culture, it's very common and normal to live together before you get married, and that's fine. But let's ask ourselves why that is. Well, the main reason that researchers think is going on is that couples who live together first have the mindset of testing the relationship. They want to try it out first. They don't want to dive in. They don't want to commit. They don't want to become lifelong partners when, in fact, they haven't even tried each other first. So it's like a test run. It's like a test drive. There's that word again, testing. And that type of mindset, if it carries through into the marriage, is likely to undermine the marriage, which is what this video is all about. If you're in a mindset of checking this guy out, of seeing if he's ready for you, of seeing if the marriage is going to crack, if you have somewhere in the back of your mind that this might not be permanent, that this might not be forever, then you're not going to give it your all. You're not going to be all in. You're not going to be fully committed. You're not going to be always looking for ways for him to succeed rather than fail. And you're going to be undermining your love, connection, and bond. You're actually going to set yourself up for failure, and you might create that self-fulfilling prophecy we spoke about, where you invite in the failure and you exacerbate it, and your brain, through confirmation bias, finds ways that your partner is failing you, searches for that evidence, gathers it all up and hands it to you in a nice binder that eventually you bring to the divorce lawyer. That would be a terrible and disastrous outcome, but it was something that spiraled out of control through this kind of vicious cycle that your brain actually began through the idea of testing to begin with. So if you're married to someone who is decent and good and there is every reason for you to succeed in your relationship, then you need to stop testing them. You need to stop looking for ways that they might fail you, they might misunderstand you. You must stop expecting them to just read your mind and to always answer every bid for connection exactly to your exacting standards. And this is a predominantly female problem. Take a look at what happens when we reverse this.
I really want an orange. Will you give me one?
Seriously?
Yeah.
You can't walk 2 feet to grab yourself an orange?
Whoa. Well, you know, like, I want you to peel it, though.
You want me to peel a orange for you, dude? Not with your hair looking like Jimmy Neutron right now.
What?
Why can't you peel it yourself? You have your own fingers.
Dude.
What's wrong?
It's not
I do everything for you. You don't clean, you don't do shit. You can peel your own orange. I'm literally like barely attracted to you and this isn't helping. Seriously, dude? Like, am I your mom? Is there something wrong with your own fingers? You can't do it yourself or what?
I mean, I can, but, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just, will you treat your king, you know?
My king? You make no money. You're so broke. I pay all of your bills. The least you can do is open your own orange. The hell is wrong with you? You think I'm gonna do random for you? It's embarrassing, dude.
I mean,
Do you want a knife? I'll get you a knife.
I don't really want it anymore.
Okay. I literally got it for you already, but it's fine. I'll put it away too. I'm used to it.
It doesn't feel quite the same when we reverse the gender roles, does it? Suddenly, when men are asking for king treatment or asking women to just do random things for them and acts of service, we see it a little bit differently, I'm going to guess, right? And so I want to suggest that we both avoid this kind of testing behavior, that we instead build a relationship that is based on permanence, that is based on looking for ways to answer bids of connection, that is looking for ways to offer, to give, to nurture, and not to test. Trust only grows when you assume the best in someone, when you look for the ways that they are succeeding, when you look and highlight and gather all the evidence for everything they are doing for you, not what they're not. It grows when you communicate properly, directly, and honestly, not when you manipulate and play mind tricks and mind games, and certainly not when you film those and share them for the world to see. When you nurture your relationship, you look for ways to invest and to give, then your relationship will grow, not when you put your partner on trial. And yes, marriage really only works when you commit fully, when you take that leap of faith, when you knock all the other options off the table, you burn the bridges, you burn the boats, and you go all in on this one person. Remember that in no other meaningful relationship in your life are you constantly testing. With your children, they can do all sorts of things and be really annoying and difficult, but you're not asking yourself whether or not they're the kids for you. You're all in, you're going to make it work no matter what. And it's that mindset that leads you to bonding and success and attachment, even when kids can be really trying and difficult. Your parents might be annoying and needy and tiresome. They might not do much for you and you might do a lot for them, but they're still your parents and you don't keep asking yourself questions and testing them. You just go all in and try and make the relationship work. Same with siblings, hopefully. And so the idea here is to treat your partner just like your husband who you committed in sickness and in health, for better and for worse, till death do us part. Those vows meant something. They meant that you are now like a family member to me. Your family is my family. Your needs are my needs. Your incentives are my incentives. We are aligned with the same goals. We both want each other to thrive and to feel loved and to feel happy. And I'm not here constantly evaluating you, manipulating you, and testing you. Instead, I'm going all in, nurturing you, answering your bids for connection, and looking for ways that we both can treat each other like royalty. Now, be honest in the comments below. Do you ever catch yourself testing your partner? What is that orange peel test moment in your marriage? Do you think your husband would pass this test or fail it? The truth is, I think mine would pass it at certain times of the day or the week, but at other times he wouldn't. It's like a snapshot of how stressed or distracted a partner might be, not an overall picture of their general commitment and love in the marriage. Drop it in the comments. And if you are ready to build the marriage of your dreams, to build a marriage that is not built on any kind of testing, that creates commitment, love, joy, connection, and really high levels of passion and desire, if you want to re-spark that chemistry and get just really good at marriage skills, unlike some of the people that we saw in these TikTok videos, then make sure that you are signed up for my Married University course. Married University is a do-it-yourself on-demand course. If it's not open right now, registration does close. Make sure to get on the wait list. But inside of Married you will get all of the skills it takes to build the marriage of your dreams with the partner that you've got. Believe me, I was in a place that was extremely testing, that was quite manipulative, that was not all in and all committed and rosy. And I have, with blood, sweat, and tears, many years and many mistakes made, really taught myself the skills that it takes to have a lasting marriage with the partner that I've got. 2 decades in, and I can tell you that this is the most exciting adventure of your life. Your marriage can be the place that fulfills you, that brings you deep love, joy, and connection, and that you never need to test ever again. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to check out Married You at married-you.com. Keep on living that high fam life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.